Hey guys, in this video we'll be talking about KO adjustments and how Canelo got to this point in the fight against Caleb Plant, who was doing such a great job boxing him early. Now, first we're going to take a look at some of the work that Caleb Plant was doing feinting Canelo, as Canelo would try to get his weight onto the front foot. He was able to disrupt him and feint him and use his lead hand to control his positions throughout the majority of the beginning 10 rounds. I think that Caleb Plant did a pretty good job in the beginning of using his feinting, using his probing, and pushing Canelo off of his line to score a decent amount of jabs, right? Jab here. But also to stop Canelo from being able to land his most effective punches. And as we can see here, again, feinting Canelo, and then as Canelo gets pushed to his back foot, finding an opportunity to attack him as he retransfers his weight back to the front foot, and then using that space from his jab here to move off the line here, okay? Now I want to point out here that Canelo is slowly starting to move to the front foot after that jab, and then gets attacked again once he gets to the front foot, and then back to the back foot. It's very important to understand that Caleb Plant was looking to disrupt Canelo when he would get to the front foot. Now watch this move here that Canelo does here when the jab comes. He brings this glove out here. I want you guys to pay attention to this, his parry. We're going to be saving that information for a little bit later, but I want you to pay attention to I want you to remember what that looks like, okay? Now again, throughout the majority of the fight, especially at the range, Caleb Plant was doing a great job with his boxing, getting on the line and being able to feint Canelo and push Canelo to the back foot, and then able to find moves to attack him. Now, I want to point out that this is a very, very, very athletic and, I don't want to say a high energy move. Throwing all your weight into this uppercut and then into a big pendulum jab and then getting off the line too. Very, very, very highly athletic move. All to land kind of a jab. Now, as Caleb Plant is controlling the front foot, he's pushing Canelo to his back foot. And eventually Canelo figures out that he can't fight Canelo, or he can't fight Caleb Plant if he continues to get feinted by those punches and moving to the back foot. So he starts finding ways to parry, right, that clip, parry the jab, and find space where Canelo or Caleb Plant is trying to control that space with that jab. So he's trying to parry it as he moves to the front foot. Again, Caleb Plant is looking to control that front foot space with his jab. So Canelo's trying to get into that position. So as he tries to get into that position, Caleb Plant feints him. He's able to get a piece of it with the feint, or with his own parry. But now he makes a new move, and he slips to the front foot here. Okay? Caleb Plant's not really expecting him to be on the front foot. He's expecting that when he feints him, he's going to be able to use the space he created from the feint to move off the line and circle away from him like he was doing earlier. But once Canelo starts slipping to the front foot, he finds out that he's past Caleb Plant's jab. Now Caleb Plant can't use this hand unless he throws it as a hook to actually hit Canelo, which means that he's going to have to start using this hand to attack him, which means that Caleb Plant is now in a very difficult position, because if he throws his right hand, he's going to be crossing Canelo's line, and that means he's going to be in danger of both of Canelo's hands. Again, Canelo finding himself in a very, very dominant position here. Now, once he's in this position, I want you to pay attention to the fact that he throws a body shot. Okay, it's very, very, very important, because now he's going to stay on the line here. And again, Caleb Plant tries to shoot that jab. Canelo moves to the back foot, but look at how he parries that next shot. Again, that double jab from Caleb Plant is very good. He's very good at pushing you to the back foot, and then when you re-enter the space, catching you with the jab, and then getting into that position, cutting off Caleb Plant from his lead hand with his shot, and throwing, again, a left hand. But I want you to pay attention to Caleb Plant trying to time it and catch it again in the similar position, but getting hit to the head instead. Okay? This is the exact same punch that he hits Caleb Plant with later in the fight to hurt him. The only difference is he does it with a kind of a leaping pendulum left hook motion. Mike Tyson calls it the gazelle hook. Now, Canelo thinks, oh, I just got him. It's going to be an easy fight. I got him with a good shot. He's crumbling. Except not really. Caleb Plant was only really on the ropes because of the fact that he uses so much energy in his pendulum boxing. He uses so much energy in his stepping, getting on the line and off the line. Now, real quick, if you guys are interested in learning how to move and how to shadow box and how to step with your punches, I have a boxing program, How to Shadow Box and Move Like the Greats. I recently added a Stepping with Your Punches program in there if you want to learn through my Fouts boxing combat system, the easiest way to not only generate power in your punches, how to fluidly move from position to position, but also how to learn to step and move and slide with your punches, all in the Fouts boxing combat system. If you want to learn to get the most out of that system, and you guys have been seeing how it's been working and how you use it on YouTube, check it out. Promo code 30 for 30% off. And then if you guys are also interested in learning to throw punches like Canelo, power punches, big power pendulum punches, and I'm talking really quickly, check out my black belt boxing program for pendulum boxing. Again, promo code 30 for 30% off. It'll teach you in a matter of minutes one of the most complex and intricate drills for building power and learning body mechanics, and the body mechanics of power that you will ever see. So check them out. They're incredible programs, and check out the reviews. They all have tons and tons of great reviews. Again, everything in my shop right now is 30% off with promo code 30. So anyway, getting back to the film. Oh, and if you want to check out the full film study, we'll be doing one tonight, and it'll be going up on Patreon. $10 to sign up, $10 a month. Or if you guys would like personal coaching, it's $50 to sign up, $50 a month, and I'll do personal coaching, personal film study of your drills, your heavy bag work. I'll teach you how to use the heavy bag the proper way. I'll teach you how to use the double end bag. I'll teach you how to use the speed bag. I'll teach you how to jump rope. I'll teach you how to shadow box. I'll teach you how to do all these things to create your routines, so you can become the fighter you want to be. So anyway, back to the film study. Again, very good at controlling the space and pushing your opponent off, again, with that double and triple jab, right? Pushes him off the line. Now he moves to the back foot, and Canelo realizing, oh, I got to control the space. I got to get back to my high guard, and I got to get back to controlling my positions and defending my positions. Now again, having a very difficult time, 1-2, on the line with Caleb Plant, as Caleb Plant is very explosive, very fast. He just doesn't have a lot of power. Now, as we continue going, again, Caleb Plant using that jab to control the space, but I want to point out that, again, Canelo, instead of moving to the back foot here, instead of moving off the line, he uses the space that Caleb Plant tried to give with the jab to slip and get to the front foot, and now he's controlling the lead hand to stop Caleb Plant from punching him in the face, obviously, and now he's in a very, very similar position than he was in earlier. And again, Caleb Plant is expecting a hook to the body. So we can see his hand position here, but it winds up being a hook to the head. But we can see him pinch his arms here, expecting a body shot. Again, just like I predicted in the pre-fight videos, this was going to be the bane of Caleb Plant's fight. It's his best punch and the left hook. And Uzcategui was able to hit him with the leaping left hook over and over and over again. And it kind of showed me that Caleb Plant doesn't really understand that punch is coming from the front foot. He's always looking for the right hand. And that's why he's waiting in that shoulder roll position. And that's why he always thinks that the left hand, when it comes, is going to be to the body. He thinks that the headshot is going to be the one, is going to be the right hand. And that's normally because you throw the left hook to the head. But again, he's going to be getting hit with a big leaping left hook, and we're going to see that in a little bit, or in just a second. But as we approach the final sequence again in the last round, Canelo putting pressure on him, getting into position, and when that jab comes, he slips to the back foot, but immediately slipping his weight back to the front foot, again, trying to get into position to set up his punches and not get pushed off of his line and pushed back, again, which would give him the space here, boop, to move off the line here, right? So instead of allowing him to have that space, when the jab comes, he slips to the front foot to cut him off, and this allows him to open up many, many, many more options for him. Now, the one that he goes for in this one is going to be a probing jab. He uses this one, if we watch his feet, to bring his back leg closer, and then bring his front leg closer, so that he can cross Caleb Plant's line with this big right hand, and then again, a left hook to the body. Again, Caleb Plant leaving his head here on the line, expecting a body shot, getting a body shot, right? Is there anything wrong with that? Maybe he was right? So again, headshot, he slips, weight to the back foot, weight to the front foot, and watch his back leg here. It's going to go from here, boom, as he brings it forward with that jab, and he uses the space that was created from Caleb Plant's jab to set up a pendulum step to control Caleb Plant, to stop Caleb Plant from moving off the line. But what I want you to pay attention to is when he gets to this position, Caleb Plant doesn't react to the probing shot. He eats the shot to the face, and it looks like he tightens his guard again, like he was expecting a body shot here. Very, very, very important, okay? As we approach the final sequence, before the knockdown and the adjustments that Canelo made, he's getting to the line and that jab comes. One jab, Canelo moves his way to the back foot. Second jab comes, and now Canelo starts slipping his weight to the front foot. He's got his lead hand in position to control Caleb Plant's lead hand, just in case Caleb Plant throws another jab. And look at Caleb Plant's head. Again, what position it's in as Canelo jumps into his big pendulum leaping left hook. As Caleb Plant again leaves his head on the line, was also expecting a body shot. Now, again, Canelo has to understand, or is understanding, that after that jab comes, that's the time that Caleb Plant is looking to create distance. He's looking to pendulum step himself and get off the line. As we take a look at his footwork, his weight's on the front foot right now. He's going to transfer his weight to the back foot right there. Now his front foot lifts up, and he's going to lift up his back foot again as he shoots his jab, right? Pendulum stepping with that motion. And then Canelo finds him with his own pendulum step, timing him perfectly and catching him with the big shot to kind of end the fight. Now, as we got to see in this fight, number one, it is more difficult to fight people who are taller than you. You don't just have to be better than them, like if they were your size. You have to be so much better than them. While there's a lot of criticism, there's going to be a lot of criticism of Canelo for this performance, as he showed kind of how limited he is as a boxer, as a traditional boxer. He did show, again, his mettle as a striker and as a clever, I don't want to say a clever boxer because I say he's not a boxer, but trap setting, right? Very clever, a very clever puncher, okay? And that's very, very, very important, especially in long 12-round fights, which really pay off, being able to set traps. And it was a great performance from Canelo. A good performance from Caleb Plant as well. Just finding himself kind of limited, as he doesn't really control the space with his rear hand. He doesn't really probe. He doesn't really feint. And he only looks to control the space with his left hand. As we see here, boom, getting forced to control the space with the left hand punch, right? Because he doesn't have any other way to do it, right? And each time he was feinting that shot, it allows Canelo to start fighting off of his jab as well, right? So, anyway, with only one tool to control the space, Canelo was obviously going to figure it out eventually, and was able to time with an excellent adjustment to making sure that he can get to the front foot off of Caleb Plant's jab instead of getting forced to the back foot. Now, again, don't forget to check out my Vimeo packages, 30% off for promo code 30 for 30% off for the holidays. And if you're looking for a personalized boxing coaching, don't forget to check out Patreon, $50 to sign up, $50 a month. Or if you're just looking for coaching, in my Patreon, and again tomorrow on Patreon we're going to be doing some members only stuff as well, where we're going to be doing some coaching and some boxing workouts. So we're going to be using the Fouts boxing line drill, and I'll be doing a boxing seminar on this fight, and that'll be on Patreon for $10 to sign up, $10 a month. And there are hundreds of videos in there in Patreon, coaching videos as well, teaching on nationally ranked amateurs. and you can learn from, and teaching them to throw punches, teaching them to through their first weight transitions, teaching them how to use the heavy bags, the speed bags, the double in bags. As long as you're willing to search through the videos, there are hundreds and hundreds of videos on Patreon breaking down all the fights from the last few years, all the major fights. So it's an incredible resource for people and for coaches. If your favorite coach is using Fouts boxing terms and terminology, he's probably in there. So check it out. It's a great resource. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, thanks, guys.